Live. Yes, we are live on the YouTube stream. Cool. And
you got Discord fired up too?
Well, Discord's it's on the computer. I can pull it up, but request. I've got the field of view opened out a
The
little
wide
bit.
shot.
Yes, we're widescreen or what's it they used to call it?
Panoramic.
Panoramic. Yeah, back in
Also known as Panavision.
we're live in Panavision. So, yeah.
Or actually, they used to call it CinemaScope. Panavision is a type of camera, actually.
Yes, I was going to say, but either way, the whole point is,
we're here.
Yeah, we're here, and we're a little
we're
wider.
wide shot ready. We're fine safe.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, howdy, everybody. And if you're joining us on YouTube, you'll probably see that we've got a video set to premiere on Memorial Day itself. Now, if you're on Patreon, you can go and watch it now because it's been released, and as well as the outtakes. And the only thing we're left to work on for this month is some exclusive footage.
Yes, and the exclusive footage will be very juicy
and
exclusive.
Well, not as much this time as when we were mummy wrapping the doll, but
pretty close.
It's behind a paywall, everyone.
Yeah, well, some things have to be like that, but either way, it'll be a lot of fun, and I have to say, you gave me quite the compliment when you said that you watched the video and you enjoyed it, even though you normally hate arts and crafts. So it's like,
oh really?
Yeah. But howdy, everybody. Oh, nice. And AZ, or I guess A to Z, just got your 2 books this week. Loving it so far. Awesome. Actually, I've got a total of, I keep copies of them here because I actually use them. So, of course, Following the Sun is the first one that I wrote. The second one that I don't think as many people know about is Circle of the Sun. And that has a lot more, more ritual content in it. I also have a little version of the 42 Declarations of Innocence. And then there's Celebrating the Egyptian Gods, which I pretty much use every service. So
yeah.
I've had no idea how much of a favor I was doing for myself when I put this one together. Yeah, because it's got a little something to pretty much all of the deities that I could get a hold of in here, and since then I've found a few more, but this is still pretty much my go-to. So
the Zoom call for the deities is always fun.
What?
And what I love is we're gonna actually get all the deities together, and it's gonna be like a big cast reunion for like Gilligan's Islands, only it won't suck.
Okay. Actually, you know what?
You
know what? I need to share somewhere, and this might be another fun thing for Patreon, but we took a picture when we went to an exhibit in Dallas. Do you remember that one? And there was an interactive section that was for the kids.
Yeah.
And they had the artwork on the walls of the different deities. And for whatever reason, there was that where they put the art of Ra, there was a phone next to it. A telephone, a landline phone in the wall next to Ra. And
I'm like, I won't pick up the phone. If he talks to me, I'll let y'all know.
Yes. So
I figured they put that in for Michael Jackson because he was talking about on the phone, you and me till dawn, till 3. What about us? I'm like, what if he walks in? Remember the time?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Yeah, but anyway, that we took a picture of that because it was just that funny. So that's gonna have to go in a video or something. So yes. Now for this evening, what we're doing is we're honoring another feast of Neith, where in this one, this marks an occasion in mythology where she saved Ra from the the crocodiles in the water by lifting him up on her horns, because you usually you think of Hathor as having the form of the cow with the horns, and of course that's the sun disk is, to represent either Ra or Horus. In Neith's case, she takes on the form of the great swimmer, the primeval cow that lifted Ra out of the waters. Also, this week is the feast of chewing cucumbers for the Eye of Horus. Now, in another tradition that's been kind of rendered as chewing cucumbers for Sekhmet, and probably the reason for that is because there was part of the observances involved getting a priest of Sekhmet, and because Hathor and Sekhmet get conflated in some traditions. But if you read the actual entry from the calendar at Dendera, it refers to them as it refers to the Eye of Horus and chewing cucumbers for Horus, who is thirsty in the desert. And so it has kind of, and there's reference to Osiris being vindicated, against his enemy and so forth. So we have some pickles, homemade pickles from the garden, on offer.
Oh yeah.
So
and some peppers too.
Yeah, and the caveat is, Horus, the peppers are not for you, because if you're thirsty, those would not be good. But
they're filled with vitamins.
But there's blueberries there too. So, and these are blueberries that I had to protect from the birdies, but because the birdies have figured out that they like blueberries too. So, okay.
Then there's squirrels that they like everything.
Well, I haven't seen a whole lot of squirrels out. Usually they would go for the fig tree, but the fig tree died a couple of years ago when we had that ice storm. So, yeah. Oh, goodness. The Sarcastic says, so I had fun clowning on some preacher guy today that was spewing sexist and anti-Semitic stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, some of the campus ministries were standing around him with pride flags and friendly signs, though. Yeah, that's the thing. On college campuses, I've seen this. And actually, when I went back to school a few years ago, there was, and it's always some local dude, and they think that they're going to win people to their congregation by going and doing this. I don't think it really works. I don't know. But like this one guy, he was a Pentecostal preacher. And so eventually they got him to leave. But a friend and I had kind of looked at each other, and we decided, you know what? If we get out of our classes and he's still there, we're kissing in front of him. This is a gal pal. And we just said, you know what? We'll just kiss in front of him just to aggravate him. And I'm straight, but I'll do that just to aggravate somebody.
You know what? Next time we see a preacher doing that, we'll kiss in front of him.
Well,
I always find it hilarious to hear Christian preachers spewing anti-Semitic gobbledygook because Jesus Christ was a Jew.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Duh.
Yeah, well, the Last Supper was a Passover Seder.
But don't tell these.
Yeah, well,
stupid son.
Well, the simplest way to put it is this: don't confuse these people with facts.
Yes.
So.
And we can't even really get into the holy precipice.
Yeah.
It's a big hole. Don't go there.
Okay. Well, see, now you've got me thinking. There's actually an article on CNN. They found ancient toilets in Jerusalem, and they were actually able to figure out that, people suffered from dysentery back then.
No, really?
Yeah, I know, right? Well,
that's disingenuous.
And then I guess especially the muck dwellers have dysentery too, then.
You know what we need? We need some cool waters, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started.
Just dive in the sacred lake. Yeah,
Well, there's there's a particular lake that Ra is said to bathe in every morning when he rises from the horizon, and which kind of makes you wonder if maybe this is like a uh, one of those optical illusions where you think you see a lake on the horizon and it's really a
Yep.
mirage. But could that be the lake that Ra bathes in every morning? Something to wonder about. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Nichiru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. And we cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. See, that wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
This is getting hot enough. It's nice and refreshing. Huh?
It just wasn't overly cold.
Okay, well, I'll have to figure out what the trick is to that. Maybe when there's not too much of it in the jar or something. I don't know. But okay. Speaking of the Eye of Horus, oh, come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in now and will be joining us in the future. This Eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
You arise in the Aketis Kefri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who was lifted out of the waters of noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Neith the Great, and to you, O Horus. And to Sekhmet. We should light our candle for Mama Sekhmet. Great mistress of protection and healing. Protect us and make us sound as you protect Horus. Hail and praise unto you, O Unichidu, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out a spet. May you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Unichidu, these waters are the Eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Unichidu, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great purity. This incense is the Eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. O Unichidu, this incense is the Eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread, your produce of the land on which gods live. This bread is the Eye of Horus, O Unichidu. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the Eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Unichidu. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. May our gardens continue to prosper this year. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Neith the Great within her house. Horus within his house. Sekhmet within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horaketi, Neith, Horu, and Sekhmet, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Neith. Come to your body, O Horu, O Sekhmet. Come to your bodies, O Unichidu, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Neith, before Horus, before Sekhmet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Ora Horaketi, and your son the Osir Nisu Nebkepra Ra. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle that it may be the Eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we bring them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Now, I have to point out that the bell that I ring when we honor our blessed dead comes from my Buddhist practice, my days doing that. And it was the same Buddhist tradition that Tina Turner was part of. So it's appropriate that we mention her at this point. And the Gongyo, the service that they would do, there was a point when they would remember the dead and they would ring the bell. And so that's kind of a carryover. And I'm also, after I give the voice offering, I'll also give that chant because it would only be appropriate at this point to keep that in mind since she's now among the blessed dead. Horakeru tahenket kakao abdu senechirmahat kutnebet nofra wabet ankhet nochirim and kawen akupu nibu machiru nibu hirnachra. Namum yo renge kyo. Namum yo renge kyo. Namum yo renge kyo. Of course, a voice offering of 1,000 of bread and beer, beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which God lives, for the cause of all of these gods. Huh?
I'm getting a whisper of there was something missing, like prayer beads. Were you supposed to rub prayer beads when you were doing that?
Sometimes.
Not always, but
well, here's the thing. Yeah, and actually, I have this is my set from when I practiced as a Buddhist. Of course, now I use I have my own, but here's the thing, and this was explained to me by folks from a different sect of Nichiren Buddhism, because in SGI and the Nichiren Shoshu, oftentimes, yes, people would rub the beads together. Now, in different traditions, you don't do that because that's what the priest leading the service would do as a sign to stop chanting, or something like that. It had a different cue. But yes, in the Nichiren Shoshu tradition, which SGI is a derivative of, they would often do that, and it's one of those things that, if you've ever been in one of those services, you'll have people chanting, the speed chanting, frankly, and you can tell when somebody's getting a point of fervor, because they'll rub their beads as they're doing it. So yes, that's probably what you were picking up on. But yes, a voice offering for all of our blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And hold on, I've got something that, there we go. This is a little cartouche of Nefertari, and so I keep it here with my my scarabs, which includes one that I picked up at the Ramesses exhibit. So it's, I figured, couples want to stay together. So, okay. And so now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. This fat is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. Yeah, I actually have like a small collection of prayer beads over here, because one of these is actually Muslim prayer beads, because they have a set that they use to count the 99 names of Allah. And so you have that one, and then this other one that is from some kind of Chinese tradition. I picked it up in the Chinatown in LA, and what struck me about it is that I have done nothing to this set of beads, but I was struck by the similarity to the design that I have for the Kemetic beads that I do. So I thought, oh, this is too cool, I have to have them. So but yes, my very much used Buddhist beads are among them. So, let me go ahead. Okay. Yes, and again, referring to celebrating. Hail unto you, O Neith the Great, the one who existed before existence, you who made all that is, who created all that exists. Eldest of the primeval gods, fashioner of Ra, mother of Ra who was at the beginning. Unique one without equal, mistress of destiny, regent of fortune. Earth is under your command. One does not make plans without your knowledge. Queen of the gods in heaven, sovereign of the gods in the earth, mistress of the bow, regent of the arrow, who keeps the arrow demons under your authority. Mistress of great fear, who created the twin crocodiles, Life and death are under your supervision. You fill sky and earth with your beauty, light the two lands with the rays of your eyes. You encompass your son as the light of the two lands. Father of fathers, who makes fertile the seed of gods and men. Great cow who nourishes all things. Mother of mothers, who is like no other. And as the opener of the way, my prayer for Neith on behalf of ourselves and everyone, particularly here in the United States, there are a lot of us that are either on a fixed income or that is a big part of our income. And because of the debt ceiling that they're talking about, that's going to have a direct effect on a lot of people in another week,
Including
potentially.
us.
Yes. So I'm basically saving everything that I can so that I can try and make any shortfall. But I realize that we're lucky. Not everyone has that advantage. And so my prayer is that Neith can open the way for people to get what they need, and for the groups in question, the armed camps that are arguing over this, to come to an agreement that will not leave anybody out in the cold. So, Neith, who nourishes all, who knows all plans that are made, Mother of mothers, may you look after those of us who are in need and potentially in great need very soon. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and do thing. And by the way, I something I need to open up and see how I'm going to try and put it on the website. But one of our folks was working on like a sort of a flow chart for chapter 17 of the Book of the Dead, which is a praise of Ra. And that I did get that. I downloaded it. I just need to incorporate that onto the website. I've been doing video editing most of this week, so hopefully I can get to that pretty soon. But I wanted to talk up all the hard work that that folks have been doing, and it's very much appreciated. So. Now come to be the words of the Lord of all. I am a tomb when I was alone. I came into being in noon. I am Ra in his rising, in the beginning ruling that which he has made. I am the great God who came into being himself. The waters, noon, the father of the gods. What does it mean? It is Ra who created the names of his limbs. They have come into being as the gods in Ra's suite. I am unopposed among the gods. I am yesterday. I know tomorrow. What does it mean? Yesterday is Osiris. Tomorrow is Ra, on that day of destroying the wicked foes of the Lord of all, and of crowning his son Horus. I made the battleground of the gods as Osiris, Lord of the Western Desert, commanded. I know the great God who is in it. I am the great phoenix who is in Unu. I am the overseer of that which exists. What does it mean? It is Osiris. Otherwise said, that which exists is his body. Otherwise said, it is eternal renewal and everlastingness. Eternal renewal is the day, everlastingness is the night. I am Min in his going forth. I have placed the dual plumes on my head. I am the great cat who split the Ished on its side in Unu on that night of war, of warding off the rebels, on that day which were destroyed the wicked foes of the Lord of all. What does it mean? That great cat who split the Ished on its side in Unu is Ra himself, called Cat, when Sia said of him, Misu im nanirenef, how like him by what he has done, and his name became Miu, Cat. Wrongdoing is overthrown and evil is destroyed. I have seen Ra born from the hindquarters of the great flood. If he is well, then I am well, and vice versa. Okay. And we'll go ahead and we will open this up for our fortunes. And checking. Okay, so Jonathan Dolby, you'll be getting the first one. Excuse me. Okay, and Alex has a prayer for their friend's safety. The friend and their little sibling is going back with their biological mom, and Alex is concerned it's not safe for them.
Then they should not go.
Well, it might be one of those cases of they're going and, there's nothing that,
They can do about it.
they can do about it. Yeah, unfortunately, this happens. And I'm told that has also happened to my last living grandmother, that she's in a nursing home now. And, and it's not something that any of us can do anything about. But can pray to Neith.
For a chance in a window.
That and to be the one that's beyond our reach. That there's only so much that we can do, but Neith is the opener of the ways. Look after those that we can't look after ourselves. Alex's friend and little sibling, my grandmother, and everyone else that we want to be able to take care of, but sometimes we just can't. Okay. All righty. Yeah. All right. So, okay.
When we get to it, I would like a cookie.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. All right. In Love Deluxe, prayers for peace for my family. My grandfather's recently passed away, and my mother isn't coping with it very well. Absolutely.
All my sympathies.
Yes.
And love too.
Yeah. This.
Love and support to you.
Yes, and may Hathor, who bridges the gap, who is love, may she put her arms in comfort and support around your mom.
All of you.
Yeah.
But especially Mom.
Okay. Okay, all right, and recommendation for feast days. Any chance you can reference source material on the holiday, like where the holiday and its practices are mentioned. Okay, now that's a good one, because that's like, kind of cobbling a piece from here and a piece from there. Now, I tell you what, huh?
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I can, just rattle off that I found this online. Someone did a doctoral dissertation that they published in like Sweden or somewhere in Scandinavia in like about 2010 or so, 2009, 2010. It's called Do Not Celebrate Without Your Neighbors. And it was a study of days that people in the workers' village at Dar el Medina took off, and for what reasons. Sometimes they took personal days for all sorts of things. A child was born, somebody died, this or that. But they also tracked like what days people took off for holidays. And so that was a handy reference for, at least for that area. Yep. You've got some echo going.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
We might have to mute him.
Okay, I think that got it. Yeah, you're good now. Okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I shouldn't be hearing my own voice, but it's coming through the phone. But that would be my source, and it's in the bibliography that I have in here actually. So just real quick, and then we'll go to our fortunes. Let's see.
She does her research, you guys, and
Well, I can say this. I have learned over the years that it helps when you find something to make a note somewhere of like the page number and what it is and all that, make a note so that you can cite it later, because you will not remember. I'm having to learn this now as I'm researching things for Mesopotamian stuff relating to Ishtar. And yeah, if you don't make a note of it somewhere, good luck. You'll have to dig for it later. But do not celebrate without your neighbors. A study of references to feasts and festivals and non-literary documents from Ramesside period Deir al-Medina. Just look for "Do Not Celebrate Without Your Neighbors" by Heidi Yohainen. It's kind of a crazy spelling, but look for that. It's online, and it was a PDF. Okay, Helsinki University Institute for Asian and African Studies. Yeah, so that was like a really handy reference, and there's others too. But check my bibliography. That's where I got pretty much everything that I use. So, also, I got a cookie that I wanted to share. This is sort of another of those cases of the cookie was out of the wrapper, and so I think this might be one for everyone. And it says, "A faithful friend is a strong defense." So I think that's our first message for the evening. A faithful friend is a strong defense.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There goes that echo again.
Okay. So. Okay. Oh, and hey, David Roberts, you had a super thanks. Thank you. Welcome. Yes. All right. So, oh yes, and Mary Guelpowitz says I have that PDF saved. Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. Okay, and David Roberts, prayers for my daughter's. Okay, cookie, and also for my daughter's AM and second AM. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to start with I see Jonathan Dolby, and then sarcastic. Yeah, I think you had mentioned some folks.
Jonathan Dolby, sarcastic, and then our super thanks guy.
Yeah, well, let's see. Ori, me, Alex, and their boyfriend. Okay, actually, I've got quite a few. So bear with me, because I'm gonna have to
jump around.
Yeah, jump around. But we'll
jump up, and sit down.
And what's that song? Because that's it. Jump around.
Right. It's called Jump.
Okay. Now that's not the same Jump that was by Chris Carros.
Yes.
Oh, was it? Okay. Well, no, the chorus for that was I just remember you get a whole bunch of people in a second floor building jumping at the same time, and it shakes the entire lobby. Okay. Oh my. Oh, this was for Jonathan Dolby, who was first up there. I think he's got a bit more of an involved message here.
By the way, are you guys still getting the reverberation?
Not at the moment.
All right, good.
Right. Okay, now your first one, Jonathan. Time to tie up those loose ends into beautiful bows. Now, there's another one here. The cost of something is what you give up to get it. Wow, Jonathan, Okay, I'm going to read these two together. Time to tie up those loose ends into beautiful bows. The cost of something is what you give up to get it. Sounds like it's time to wrap some things up in order to make space for something new.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like you're looking to completely change something.
Yeah, or something is coming to a conclusion, or perhaps needs to come to a conclusion, and now is the time.
Right, and if there's something you want, you're gonna have to give some extra time in trade, and God knows I'm learning about that.
Yeah. That's the cost of something is what you give up to get it. Time to tie up those loose ends into beautiful bows. I think it kind of works a little better in that order. Okay, that was Jonathan Dolby. Let's see. All right. All right. So Ori, Sarcastic Alex, and their boyfriend. Okay, and then was that way up here? Wow, and by the way, I'm seeing what you Sarcastic are saying with like the preacher guy. So he straight up told the Jewish kid that he's a fake Jew and that the preacher's a real one because he's circumcised in his heart. Oh, guys, the jokes we made with that one. Yeah. Anybody who says that with a straight face deserves what they get.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hope they find Jesus. I really do.
Being the preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when he does, that talk's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Just don't try looking for him while you're being baptized.
Because I cannot promise that I acted with temperance today. Well,
maybe it wasn't called for today.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for everything. Yeah, so okay, goodness. Tell you what, to try and keep it simple and to be able to keep scrolling down, Zebra Cackaway, jump up, and get down. But to try to keep this simple, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down by the icons, and the way that's going to work is you have Kit Fox, then Love Deluxe, and then Sarcastic when I see where you had a cookie request up there, and for me, Alex and Ori, and I'll get to those next. So right now we're going to do Kit Fox, then Love Deluxe, and then Mark Nagel. So we're going to try and keep this in a coherent order. So Kit Fox. Kit Fox, you will be reunited with old friends. And remember, a trusted friend is a strong defense. Hopefully there will be some folks that will come in when they're needed. Okay. Love Deluxe. Okay, and I think a piece of that unwrapped cookie is somewhere in there. Okay. Love Deluxe. You are cautious in showing your true self to others. And depending on the situation, that can be a good thing. But when you find a trusted friend, don't be distant with them. But you are cautious in showing your true self to others.
When they kind of spotlight on something like that, it's like, well, yeah, it's kind of situational.
Yeah.
It's good in certain ways, but if it's too much, I guess is the bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, some things are neither good nor bad. It's just in the application. But that's something, and maybe that's something you needed to be aware of about yourself. So hopefully that helps. Okay, so Mark Nagel. Two more. Okay, Mark, your first one. You will be showered with good luck. Now, there's another aspect to this. Courage is rightly considered the foremost of the virtues, for upon it all others depend. Courage is rightly considered the foremost of the virtues, for upon it all others depend. You will be showered with good luck. I think that's fortune favors the bold.
More along those lines, yeah.
Yes. But, and I'll tell you, when it comes to courage, a lot of times people think of it as, being brave enough to go, run into a burning building to save somebody. No, that's not courage as being a daredevil. I know. I mean, yeah, there is, but sometimes courage is simply being the one to be that guy that has to stand up and say something uncomfortable, but that is true and that everybody else is afraid to say. Especially when you're dealing with family or a group of friends or something. Sometimes being the one to be unpopular, because in your heart what's right. That's courage too, and that's a very rare form of courage. Somebody, actually, I want to say Darren said earlier this week, courage is the rarest element in the universe. It's so rare it's not even on the periodic table. And I thought
these days they want you to have the courage to just be.
Right, but I think courage. Could you've got some opportunities coming up. You'll be showered with good luck, but either you're going to be making use of it, or being brave enough to do something is going to lead to other things. And considering this comes from, we're honoring the opener of the ways, or one of them, that could be very much a message about that.
Either way, we get the sense that you'll know when it opens up, when you need to act.
Yeah. Okay, so Sarana, then Kyle Hinojosa, then Seba Kekaway, and then we get to Sarcastic's list, which includes Alex and Boyfriend, Ori, and Sarcastic. I'm assuming those are coming from the Discord. So, okay, starting with Sarana. Okay. That's weird. Sometimes an end of them will pull off, but the text is preserved. So, you are never too old to dream, Sarana. Dreams bring hopes. You are never too old to dream. Dreams bring hopes. And as our dear friend Optimus Prime said, Hold on to your dreams. The world was built on dreams. So. So you're never too old to dream, Serana. That's what they're telling you. Whatever it is, just don't hold back. Go for it. So Kyle Hinojosa. Okay. I gotta empty that. Hold on.
Crunch, crunch.
Yeah, well, hold on. There's here we go. There's a little bit of cookie in here that's floating around. And it's just driving me crazy. Okay, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. That was interesting because at first we weren't getting anything, and then all right, boom, too. So Kyle, here's what they have for you. First one, courtesy is the password to safety.
Oh.
Now there's another one to this. Oh, hang on, that's damn it. Come on. There we go. There we are. Haste does not bring success. Okay, Kyle. Courtesy is the password to safety. Haste does not bring success.
Take your time and be nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Yeah, so the whole acting humbly and with temperance. So there's going to come a point where you're going to need to do that. do not act hastily.
Yeah. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be Fred.
Okay. Okay, Seba Kekaway. Trying not to get crumbs everywhere. Huh?
It seems like you're doing a crummy job.
Yes. Seba Kekaway. Your exotic ideals will lead you to many exciting new adventures.
Take it.
Well, I guess you still got time to do that, right? Because remember, Seba Kekaway and Kit Fox are, there are.
As long as you're not tapping the kid on the head, it's okay. Send your super thanks, people. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't be bashful.
Anyway, no, but Seba Kekaway, your exotic ideas will lead you to many exciting new adventures. All right. Now we have, so for Sarcastic, and then Ori, and then Alex and the Woodford. So, Sarcastic.
No way.
Way. Another piece of cooking. Okay. Sarcastic, the chastiser of evangelists. Says, opportunities multiply as they are seized, they die when neglected. Opportunities multiply as they are seized, they die when neglected. So, Sarcastic. Take those opportunities when you get them. And that might even also be their way of saying, you know what, go right ahead. Just sit there and crack jokes on the preacher. But Ori, so Oracle. Ori, you are grateful for the small pleasures in life. And that could be a very good thing. And I think that sometimes that's a survival skill. But Ori, you are grateful for the small pleasures in life. And next for Alex and for boyfriend. So let's see if we can get one for just Alex. And then we'll see if the guys are taking the squirt bottle after boyfriend again. Alex, good character is more to be praised than outstanding talent. Good character is more to be praised than outstanding talent. And I know you guys have been looking for work, and sometimes, especially when you don't get things, you're like, well, are my skills not up to par? And da da da. Don't second guess yourself. Remember, good character is more to be praised than outstanding talent.
You know what? I'm going to say this. When looking for a job, there's some wisdom that says you got to spend 8 hours a day looking for one. I'm going to give you this bit of advice from me. And I've been there, and I had to look for a job for years.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you send out 5 or 6 resumes a day, and then don't do shit on Friday and Saturday. Nobody's looking at resumes on Friday and Saturday anyway. Give yourself the weekend to have a weekend and be a person.
And to come hang out with us.
Yes.
So, okay, now it's time for boyfriend. Let's see what his fortune is.
If it says the holy squirt bottle cometh, I'm going to laugh.
Well, see, the thing is, he had gotten the same fortune 2 weeks in a row about, save the adventure for another time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, okay, this he's getting a repeated message here. Now, this time his fortune is discriminating mind leads you to the proper direction.
In other words, slow down again.
Yeah, but also
and think about it.
Yes, discriminating mind, and we're not talking about like prejudice.
Right.
We're talking about choosing between options.
Yes.
So discriminating mind leads you to the proper direction.
Right. You can do it.
Yes, but think about the proper course of action to take. And if you think about it, then you'll go the right way.
Yes.
So, okay.
Think first, gung ho second.
Excuse me.
Good job.
That's praise shoe.
Not you.
Yeah. Well. See, the thing is, in the book of knowing the transformations of Ra, the thing that we read at the at New Year's, and he says, "I sneezed out shoe." Well, their word for sneeze was ishish.
Yeah.
And ishish and shoe, it's a pun.
Yes.
So. Yeah. Okay, so got that. Now we're on to David Roberts, then Mary Wet, and okay. So David, you want one, and also for your 2 daughters, M and second M. Okay. And I see some other ones down here. Solemn Sun. Hang on. You were. Okay. Oh, and Mac and Cheese 8, certainly there's a cookie request there. There's a new relationship I'm curious about in my life, but I'm afraid it won't end well. Well, we will get to that. Okay, so David Roberts and two daughters. So we'll start with you. Okay. Okay, David. Most of us have far more courage than we ever dreamed we possess. So that one's for you. Most of us have far more courage than we ever dreamed we possess. Now, her daughters, M and M. So for the oldest, devotion will make you feel more complete. Now, depending on their age, that devotion could be, for little kids, I think sometimes devotion takes the form of, like your favorite show or video game or whatever, but, keep it down to their level. But
it also may mean devotion to them.
But devotion will make you feel more complete. So that was for first daughter. And now for second. Okay. You are coming into your own power. Enjoy. The second is second daughter a preteen, or something? I wonder how old they are, because for someone young, you are coming into your own power. Enjoy. That could be exciting or challenging depending on the situation. But okay. And the wrappers are just overflowing here. See if I can stuff them down. I'll put this on top of them there. Something I kind of weight them down. There we go. Okay. Married to Up Away, then 9/11 chime. Wow. Okay. Married to Up Away. You got them. I'm thinking of our two openers of the way, Wepawet and Neith. Maybe they both had something to say. First one. Courage is the hallmark of the warrior. Now,
courage is the word of the day.
Now there's something further to this. Over self-confidence is equal to being blind.
Okay, so that is actually summing up. Don't have too much courage.
Well, there's a difference between courage and overconfidence.
Self-confidence, yeah.
Yes,
Well-
overconfidence. See, part of it is the wording of this.
See, the thing is, there's a difference between courage and ego.
Yeah.
You must be able to know the difference.
Yes, overconfidence is equal to being blind, but courage is the hallmark of the warrior. So don't be bashful, but don't be unaware of your own limitations.
Yes, your overconfidence is your weakness.
Oh yes, from
Yes.
Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yes.
Which marked its 40th anniversary Thursday.
Ah, yeah. Well, we got to go see it in the theater earlier. But there you go, Mary Dwepawet. As courage is the hallmark of the warrior, but overconfidence is equal to being blind. Okay, and so next 9/11, Sean. And by the way, for all you folks that have been kind enough to give super thanks over the last couple of months, you'll be getting a unique sort of shout out in the video that's coming up.
Yeah. Thank you, because we really need the food money right now.
Right. Oh, well, yeah. Actually, I have to say, the super thanks and everything accumulated, and I was able to get. I got that earlier this week, and that's going to come in real handy because we're basically, saving and sitting tight in case the federal government is stupid.
Yeah, because the grocery money thing is serious right now.
Yeah. But okay, now 9/11, Sean, your fortune. The change you started already. The changes you started are already having far-reaching effects. Be ready.
Get ready for success.
Ready for ripple effects, something. But the changes you started already are having far-reaching effects. Be ready. That was for you, 9/11, Sean. Okay, and there's the cookies that jump right here. All right. All right, solemn sun. And then mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yes. Say solemn sun. My brain keeps going to a techno track that's called Southern Sun, and it's techno, so it doesn't sound anything like Southern, like Darren, like you'd probably be thinking. But anyway, it just but for solemn sun, your fortune. Time heals all wounds. Well, speaking of song lyrics, there's another one that disagrees with that, but I think for your purposes, give something time.
Not them. Don't give them time.
But give yourself time.
Give yourself time.
Yeah.
You've already been through it. You've dealt with it. Now allow yourself to release it and let yourself move forward.
Solemn sun. Time heals all wounds. And now for mac and cheese 8. Okay. Okay, well, now mac and cheese, you had asked about a relationship. And it's funny, this says, your ideals are well within your reach.
may have nothing to do with the relationship, though.
Right. Or, the bit that I got, because if I might interpret a little bit here, because you were wondering if this was going to go well, or not. What that might be saying is don't sell yourself short, and don't settle, because you might be tempted to settle and go with somebody that you figure is the best you can do. Don't do that. Your ideals are well within your reach, is what they're saying.
Yes. And if this one craps out, fine.
Mhm.
If it doesn't, make sure that you don't settle.
And don't repeat past mistakes.
Right.
Learn from them, and treat each relationship as a learning experience.
And I'm going to say something here that most people do not know.
Hmm.
Every bad relationship you have is your fault, because you keep going back to the same stupid shit hoping for a different result. If you want to have a different relationship, pick better people. Make sure they don't remind you of bad people, even
Right.
if you love those bad people.
Right. Yeah. Don't go for somebody that reminds you of your parents, if that would be a bad thing.
Right.
So, right. But no. It says your ideals are well within your reach. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down and make sure that we got everybody.
And the only other thing I'm going to say about relationships is this. Everybody's an angel for the first 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you can handle the asshole.
Okay, somebody's having a personal liar growing. Second daughter is a young adult. Okay, well, second daughter is coming into their own. Enjoy the ride.
Buckle up!
The first is kinder. Oh. Thank you. Yes, and that's why you date longer than that. Unless something happens and it breaks up sooner, and in which case, oh well, because we ended up helping a pal of ours. It's so funny. We met her, with our friends, like at the beginning of April, and a couple of weeks ago, they broke up, and so she came over, and we fed her dinner and helped her to feel better, and now she's coming over this weekend to work on her college.
Yeah, and we talked to all parties involved and said, we love everybody, we welcome everybody, and we're not going to exclude anybody just because you're not a couple anymore.
Right. But they had only been going out for a few months.
Yeah.
And in a case like that, there's less invested. The longer you're together with somebody, the tougher it is to break up. But
that's why we're not breaking up.
That's right. Well, you get to a point where it's like, are you stupid? But
See, I just hope I get you to keep wanting to stay. That's all.
All right.
See, every day I wake up and go, I'm going to make her forget that anyone else exists. I want to be the best choice. And I tell you what, the moment you realize the one you love could have anybody they want, your job is to make them keep wanting to come back to you for all the right reasons. And I say that because I actually think about that 27 years later. Still.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And a little crazy too. Because sarcastic is saying y'all are cute. Yeah. For those of you that get the outtakes on Patreon, Darren helped me with some video. He was my volunteer for this one, and some of the crazy things that you say off camera, yeah, in between texts are just.
I'm sorry if y'all didn't get those.
Get what?
Some of those crazy things that I said.
Well, with you, it's a ready supply of crazy things that you say. So. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. If there are any more requests for prayers or for fortunes, let us know, because we don't leave until everybody's got what they needed.
I have one.
Oh, and I think Yamana, did you also have a request?
Yeah, he wanted a prayer and a cookie.
Right. Well, you wanted a cookie, and so then you want one, right? Darren?
Yeah.
Or a cookie or prayer? Or
Yes.
okay, yes to both. All right.
I would actually love a cookie. I'm starving.
Yeah, we're gonna have to feed Darren after this. But
I'm
okay.
really hungry.
All right. Well, Yamanu had requested one, so he's gonna be potentially our last one for the evening. So.
Well, wish the game up quickly.
I'm going to be good.
Uh-huh.
Make note. However, for 7 more super thanks, I will be bad.
There's still
You're gonna be
YouTube.
bad anyway.
We still have to deal with the YouTube standards, okay?
Okay.
All right, Yamanu. The will to do and the soul to dare is yours for the taking if you prepare.
Very interesting.
Yes, the will to do and the soul to dare is yours for the taking if you prepare.
Spiritually, one must get off one's butt.
Well, now
been
I'm
doing it.
now I'm thinking of the whole song and dance routine that Scar had in The Lion King about be prepared.
Yes.
You know,
Uh-huh.
but okay, and so Darren, you had a. I'll tell you what.
Yep.
I'll let
I
you
actually
pick your.
sang that in chorus when I was in 6th grade.
Oh, wow. Of course, I was about to start my senior year in high school when that movie came out, but
So old am I.
yeah, that's right, because you were in college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and didn't you mess with a bunch of people in the movie because they had the bit where Mufasa's spirit
Shows up
Shows
in the
up.
water, and the first thing out of my mouth was, "I am your father," and I said it out loud, and an entire row burst out laughing. You know,
Simba. I am your father.
Instead, he's like, remember who you are. You're my son.
I am your father.
Like, oh,
Yes.
you had to go the other way, did you?
Yeah. All right. Well, Darren, your fortune. Learn to listen, not hear.
I'll take that.
Do you suppose it matters? You know, the songs, the random songs that just pop into my head when I think of these things.
No.
Often.
Mike and the Mechanics, The Living Years.
Believe me, I understand what they're talking about, given everything that's going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, it's a great song, but it's a tearjerker. So you know, it's the kind of thing if you want to look it up later or just look up the lyrics. Like I said, it's The Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics. It's an 80s song. You know, speaking of us geezers. But okay.
Oh, yeah, us geezers who are looking back to the past, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I just have resonance with my ex of 13 years. I probably always will, but I know it's bad for me.
You know, let me say something about this really quick. It's not. No matter how it ended, remember something. You loved someone, and someone was in your life for that long. No matter how good or how bad, you learned things that were necessary.
And was that the mother of your children? Because if so, then that's a resonance. I mean, like
That's a resonance that should be. And
well, shoot, I remember. So it's funny because okay, your parents divorced in the early '90s or mid '90s.
my parents' divorce was final in 96.
So I thought it was a little earlier than that, but either way.
No.
But here's the thing, though. I still remember, her being on the phone with you when your dad was dying and asking, to give the phone put the phone next to him, there was something that she still wanted to say to him. And they'd been divorced by this point. It would have been 18 years or so.
Well, it's also important to realize that my mom and her husband brought my dad up to the nursing home.
Yeah. So that there was still a connection when you have that in common. That's a tie that can't really be erased.
My dad kissed her goodbye 3 days before he died.
Wow. Yeah.
Just because things don't work doesn't mean there's not love.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Solemn Sun. Yeah. If you have to check out, that's cool. But yes, have an incredible night. Thank you so much. And sarcastic. I got to get on the Patreon when I get that summer job. So you guys help me find one that is at the local church. Absolutely.
Of course, if it is the local church, that's their way of having a little fun and seeing if you can grow in spite of.
Well, I don't know, but may our openers of the way provide you with the means to get a good summer job. But okay, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up because we have more. I got to feed Darren, and we all have different things to do this evening, and we've got a holiday weekend to kick off, so. And again, my prayer is that when we get together again this time next week, that checks will be deposited or in the mail. So hang in there. All right.
Sorry, guys.
Come here.
Oh, it's all right. I understand. We love you, dear.
Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Asat in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutech in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You've come in peace, O Ra. You've come in peace, O Neith, O Horu, O Sekhmet. You've come in peace, O Yenucheru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Neith, Horu, Sekhmet. May you go forth in peace, O Yenucheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Okay. This is the local church, mind you. They run a lectionary based on gossip. Oh boy. Yeah, hopefully. It sounds like you're in a really small town. I can appreciate that. We were stuck in a small college town that's, got that whole buckle the Bible Belt kind of thing going. And I got blacklisted from substitute teaching. But that's a whole other story. They thought I was practicing witchcraft, and that was before I even became pagan. So I was like, you know what? You don't like that speech, you like the next one even less. But yes, thank you, Kayleen. Isn't it Wirajiri? I think is the other way of saying. Oh, Daro, excuse me. And Mandangu. Okay, I actually did save those because it was really cool. You're teaching us Australian Aboriginal. That's really awesome. But oh wow! I have my worst moments. I attempt to hatch a plan to get back with the ex, then I take a cold shower. Good plan. Yes, good plan.
Remember, they are your ex for a reason.
Yeah.
You learned what you needed to learn, and the best thing you can ever do is move forward.
Yeah.
Backwards is unnatural.
Oh wow! Sarcastic is saying the local church they found out some teen girls in the YouTube were dating, and did a talk on homosexuality. Wow.
I always wanted to know how straight people can talk about something that they have no clue about. It's not fair. I mean, it's just not. As y'all can tell, this is a safe place.
Yes, it is.
And I want you guys to forever remember that.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? I need to find out what T-shirt sizes people wear because I have on Zazzle I have that the Gay Pride Ankh, the Rainbow Ankh design, but Zazzle only goes up to I think 2 or 3 XL on their T-shirts. And I know there's a couple of folks that want them that are like 4 or 5 XL, so I need to get a couple of those for next month because next month is.
And we have a local place that can do that.
Yeah. So we'll get those done, and I'll put them in the Etsy store next month for Pride.
We're not going to leave anybody out. We just got to know in advance what you need.
Yeah, but that's all good stuff for next month. So guys, have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. Those of you here in the U.S. and for those outside of the U.S. May it still be a good and happy and peaceful weekend. And we look forward to seeing you again. Should be June 2nd will be next Friday. And goodness, a friend of ours, that was his birthday. He would have been 99. Wally would have been 99.
Wally would have been 99.
Yeah.
The only thing older than stale bread would have been Wally Burr. Wow.
And I will let him mess with you on that.
I love you, Wally.
Yeah.
So much. I miss you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Sarcastic saying, I think they heard.
Can you imagine how old George Burns would be if he was still alive?
George Burns? George Burns would have been.
Told that story about the prophet sending bears to eat
116. Because he died at 101.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, my friend Bob Hope died at 103.
Yeah, well, and boy, that's another story. Is how Darren knew Bob Hope. We'd have to save that for another time. So let's save it for like a convention or something. Which I'd love to. Well, we're gonna make that happen eventually. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for joining us. Be safe and well this weekend. And come see us next week. Okay. Okay, oh wow. Sarcastic is telling a story about this church that runs their sermons based on gossip. And it says her sister went there with a friend, and they pulled out the story about a prophet sending bears to eat the pagan kids for calling him bald. And it says, and they asked the kids what they learned, and she raised her hand and said that it's okay to eat children.
Ha 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 ha. They's delicious.
A modest proposal.
Real
right.
baby back ribs.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for bearing with us, because I know this was an hour and a half, but we love you for it, and we look forward to seeing you next week.